Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining our happy hour. We like to call it our holistic happy hour. And I just wanted to introduce myself to all of you. You've been seeing me post throughout the last couple of days, and this will continue through Saturday. My name is Steph View. I am a holistic wellness and gut health specialist, and I have been working with Soul for over a year now. I am a nutrition Nazi, I would say. I'm a super crunchy mama, and this is my passion. It's truly helping people understand the reasons why holistic wellness and gut health are so important, and also why is it important in the first place to use supplementation. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a rundown on all of that. I teach spin, I teach boxing, I love everything, like I said, nutrition, health, fitness, wellness, any of those things. Like, that is my jam. This is what I do. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on that. Why is holistic wellness and gut health so important? A lot of people come to us. Usually the first thing that we hear is that people are wanting to lose weight. And the thing is that it's really not about, hey Trudy, it's really not about losing weight. It's about inflammation that's going on inside of our body. We have so many exposures to toxins and chemicals in the United States, which is really unfortunate. And so we're constantly kind of put in harm, if you will, just because of the labeling entities and the toxic things that are allowed in the United States that are not allowed in any other country. So why it's important to have some sort of supplementation is because even the nutritional values of our foods in the United States is very low. So if you were in a country where they have just all of this amazing fruit that are, dangling on the trees, and they've never used pesticides and all of that stuff, then you'd be okay to just go and pick that fruit and eat it, right? We would never do that here. We would never do that because of all of the chemicals that are around. Another huge thing is that a lot of people will come to me and say, well, I buy organic. I buy everything organically, so we're good. Unfortunately, the thing with the organic label is that it's just kind of another label that can be bought. So if even just like one ingredient in whatever it is that you're buying is certified organic, they can make the whole label organic. So if that makes sense. So usually when I see this the most is with the children's aisle. So if you're in a grocery store or even a Target or something like that, and you'll see like children's vitamins or the children's food aisle, those products always are actually full of even more toxins, which is just so scary for moms that think they're doing the right thing with feeding their children. They see a box that says organic all over the front of it, and then they don't realize to turn it over and look at the back of that to see, oh my gosh, it's very dangerous, right? So that's just kind of a little bit of an introduction into why I do what I do, why do I believe in supplementation, why all of that stuff. Now, to take it a step further into why Soul, I came from a different company. I was a fitness coach, and I helped people with meal plans and workouts and using a different product. And in the beginning, when I started with that company, the product was a very good product. A couple of years after that, I noticed that I started to have a lot of severe anxiety and almost rage. And, being a stay-at-home mom and being a business owner and helping hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people, it's important that we're all healthy, right? So all of a sudden, I couldn't figure out why I was so overcome with anxiety, why I was so angry. And then when I started to talk to the people in my community, they were experiencing the same things. After further research into why this was happening, it came about that company had changed the formulation of the products and nobody knew about it. So it was a very scary situation for me. So as of finding out about that happening with the products, I had to find a solution for myself because I ended up on medication. I was put on Lexapro for the anxiety and rage. And I was put on medication as a young child, and so that was something that I never really wanted to do again, but at that point I didn't have a choice. I was really like crippled with this anxiety. After doing a lot of praying and searching for an answer of how I was going to get off of the medication and help my community, I also had to pray to figure out if I even wanted to do a business anymore, because I didn't want to be led down that same path. So I was led to the school, the Holistic Wellness and Gut Health School, the same week that I was actually brought to Soul. And so it was just really an answer from above. So anyways, with gut health and the whole mind-body connection, again, I just was talking a little bit about weight loss versus inflammation. A lot of people will just say, I need to lose weight. And no, it's actually the inflammation. It's inflammation internally. It's inflammation in our organs and systems. And, like for people like me, I have also like chronic sinus infections and allergies that I had been on, Claritin, Flonase, eye drops, steroids, round after round of medications, balloon surgery, all of those different things that never helped, right? The same thing I'm seeing happen with people some people are seeing nutritionists, for instance. I'm actually talking to somebody that's in this group right now, and she was working with a nutritionist, and she's like, it's just not helping. And so when I was figuring out what school and what certification I was going to get, I knew that I didn't want to go to a traditional nutrition school just because they are taught on the basis of the food pyramid and the FDA. And so I don't agree with those regulations, just because usually a lot of those foods we have allergies or sensitivities to. And so people are giving out meal plans, and they're giving meal plans of like fat-free yogurt and light this and low-fat that. And anytime that you're eating foods that are low-fat or fat-free or 1% versus, whole milk or whatever the instance is with that, all that means is that product is filled with chemicals to bring it down from the full fat version to the fat-free version, okay? So that's a very scary thing. So that has fillers and chemicals. So those are things that we have allergies and sensitivities to because our body doesn't want fillers and chemicals. And so that's going on. Then you're also, most likely, a lot of you probably have a dairy sensitivity, probably have a soy sensitivity or a gluten sensitivity. And so a lot of times we're given these meal plans and said, eat oatmeal for breakfast every day, and then eat this fat-free this, and then, have this yogurt and all of that. Well, if all of the things that you're eating, you're allergic or sensitive to, what is it? It's causing that chronic inflammation. Your body is just going in overdrive to try to heal and repair all of these things that are causing havoc in our body. So that leads us to why the mind-gut-body connection and soul intertwine so crazily amazingly. And that is because every single product with soul is 100% pure. People ask me about like the GRAS standards. We have essential oils. Our formulator is on the National Holistic Board. So she will never say things like ingest essential oils. You should not be ingesting essential oils. She, will never say things like, here, put this oil on your child's foot, because no oil should be directly put on anybody without like a carrier oil. With our products, it's the same thing. Our products are so pure and potent that even people that are coming from seeing a naturopath or a holistic practitioner in an outside environment are coming to us using our products and then going back and showing their naturopath, and their naturopath and the holistic practitioners that work outside of Soul end up signing up with Soul to offer our products in their practice. Soul started out just practitioners. Okay, so it's very, very powerful. It was very important for all of these practitioners to know that they had the most pure and potent option. Every single product that we have is third-party verified. Everything is third-party tested. So everything that we have is the ingredients come from where it thrives the best in that environment, right? So it's all over the world. Our ingredients come from all over the world. Our company itself is over 6 years old. The founders have over 30 years of experience together in the natural, holistic, if you will, environment. That's what they honor, is natural, pure plants, the way that God made them to be healed, to use for healing. So that's really powerful too. So what adaptogens do, every single product that we have has at least one adaptogen. Adaptogens have a mind and body aspect and bring your body to balance. So if you have low blood pressure or blood sugar, it's going to bring you up to balance. If you have high blood pressure or blood sugar, it's going to bring you down to balance. Everything is going to find that homeostasis. We are helping people with PCOS. We have people with stage 4 kidney failure disease that are being overturned. We have many children that were on lots of medications for ADHD, borderline autism, those kinds of things. We've put together a package for that. It's called the Calm Kids package. We have, hey Marianne, sorry you guys, I can't really see, like, it shows me that a bunch of people are on, but it doesn't show right away who's watching. So anyways, I apologize for that. If you guys are saying anything to me, I'm not seeing it yet. Hey lady. Okay, so the children off of medications, we have people that are that have cancer, that have just been using the Soul products, that their diagnoses are turning around. So this is a very different thing from probably a lot of the options that you've been introduced to or have heard of. Probably none of you have ever heard about Soul before, and again, that's because we are practitioners, naturopaths, holistic chiropractors, estheticians. You know, it's really this side of the world, if you will, that values that pure plant, potent product, basically. So anyways, as the mind and gut connection is so strong, and using adaptogens, that means the people that are coming to us also saying, like, well, I have severe anxiety. Usually you have severe anxiety because your gut is all out of whack, okay? So all of our products also have the mind and body aspect. So even just using one product is going to target a number of different things internally. All of the other products that you're going to hear of besides Soul, right? Everything is like weight loss this and, do this in 3 days and lose, 20 pounds or whatever. Now, most people, again, with the inflammation versus weight loss, most people, even in the first 3 to 5 days, are going to see a drastic reduction in inflammation, because that's what these products do. They go in and start to balance out our body and start to clean out all of those chemicals and toxins. We love to say that Soul keeps us honest. And so some people will come to us and they're like, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. And then, they're like, oh my gosh, I have a terrible headache. I am having maybe some like leg cramps. Everybody kind of detoxes a little bit differently, but then what we're finding out is that the people that are detoxing a little harder are usually still using other products that contain a bunch of chemicals. Okay, so usually what we like to do is, when you get started, we start you very slowly. We have a lot of packages that are super powerful and important. A lot of people also come to us and want to just do a cleanse, and every product is going to cleanse you to some degree, right? It's just getting that pure nutrition into your body. Most of you already have taken the health assessment. Almost all of you will see Vital and Cinemate on your very top 2 recommendations. Vital is going to be very important for adults and kids to take. People that are trying to get pregnant, take Vital instead of a prenatal. Prenatal vitamins and all of those other things, all of the kids' vitamins, kids and adult probiotics, omegas that you're probably taking, anytime you're taking anything over the counter, Advil, allergy medications, all of those things are manufactured. Anytime you're taking things like calcium or magnesium, again, those are manufactured. That's not a pure state, right? So when you also have those labels. A lot of times, again, these are coming from naturopaths, and when you send me those labels, I'm able to basically be like, holy moly, look at you have to look under the other ingredients. When you're looking at any product, what's so important is looking under the other ingredients, okay? So that's what's important with this versus vitamins versus the other stuff that's out there for just weight loss, is because we want to make sure that we're addressing the things that you need to address, right? That's why the health assessment is so important and so powerful, is because the health assessment is telling us exactly what you're experiencing. And so with the anxiety again, or the weight loss or whatever, when people are like, how come all of these things are coming up for like me having to go to the bathroom or whatever that looks like, and it's because a lot of people are constipated, a lot of people have chronic diarrhea, a lot of people have Crohn's and colitis and all of these other things. A lot of people have lost a lot of their intestines already, and unfortunately, when you go to see even sometimes the specialty doctors or like a GI doctor, they are only required to have 1 semester of nutrition. And so a lot of times they're telling you to do a specific diet. And again, remember when I was just talking about how most of the time you guys are eating things that you're allergic or sensitive to. So if they're telling you to eat a certain diet and you're eating things that you're totally sensitive or allergic to, and now you're on rounds of medication, that's what's eating up your intestines and insides. That's what's causing all of these further complications. The same thing is happening with autoimmune diagnoses. So I work a lot with people that have been diagnosed with like first Lyme's, and then they'll be diagnosed with lupus. And then what happens is they'll get the first diagnosis and they'll go through rounds and rounds of medications, and usually steroids and injections and all of these different treatments. And then they go back to the doctor and they're like, nothing has helped, right? And the doctors start to tell people, you guys, like, I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to people that have experienced this, because what happens is all of these rounds of medications just continue to cause, I like to say it's like a stew that's brewing up, right? A stew is brewing up in your gut, which expands to the rest of your body. So every time we're exposed to all of these things, it starts to cause more anxiety. It gives people depression, right? Because they know something's wrong with their body. The doctors can't figure out what it is. The only thing that they know how to do is put them on medications. And so now the diagnosis turns into something else. Now they're like, okay, well, we've been doing this for 6 months. It's not working. We probably want to test you for lupus. Now there's a lupus diagnosis. Now there's a whole nother round of medications, steroids, injections, things like that. Hurry up and wait to see if this medication works. Okay, so now every time you're put on a round of antibiotics, it takes your gut up to 6 months to heal from that. So now look at everything that we've been on. All of the medications, all of the over-counter options, all of the manufactured vitamins, all of the organic fruits that, how do we know they're organic, right? Like, that's the thing for me. How do you know they're organic? Is that farm right next to a farm that uses pesticides? Most likely. Is that farm 20 miles down the road from a major automotive plant that is like secreting like tons and tons and tons of chemicals and toxins into the water that's coming up through the soil that's going into this organic farm? Probably. It's really so loose. The labeling and the way that things are presented here in America are so loose, and it's so very scary. So, oh, hold on a second. I'm going to bring you into the kitchen. So that's why all of that is so important to realize and to be aware of. 1 second. I'm cooking and my water is boiling over. And now it's going to get all foggy from the... I cook like everything, so I also make like applesauce and all of those things right here on the stove. Okay, sorry about that. So anyways, all of the diagnoses, all of the exposures to medications, all of that stuff. So Soul comes right into your body and it starts to clean out all of that stuff. So where it could take up to 6 months for your gut to heal just from one exposure to medication, everybody starts to feel literally amazing like after the first day or two. It's really kind of insane, and people will message us and they're like, this is really crazy, but I'm not even kidding you that I can already tell a difference. And we're like, no, it's not insane and you're not crazy. You actually just feel really, really great. Children too, pregnant women too. The difference of using, like I said, a prenatal that is chemically engineered and using Vital, for instance, is Vital is a true pure chlorophyll blend. It has all of the trace minerals that you need for the day. It alkalizes your blood. It literally just goes in and takes over your whole system. So that's super important for anybody that's pregnant, anybody that's breastfeeding, any babies that are now able to drink out of a cup. So if we're starting our families early, then it's gonna be a different outcome, right? If we're exposing our kids and using all of these manufactured vitamins and using all of these other products that have poor quality ingredients, and we're buying the organic mac and cheese that's still full of a ton of chemicals, and we're doing all of those things, anything that we can control, like using Soul in our household, it has to happen. It has to start happening now, because the government is never going to protect us. They're just not. That's how America is. It's Pharma USA and big groceries taking over farmers, and the chemicals and the toxic medications and all of those things it's taking people out. It really is. Just to quite honestly put it very frankly. So anyways, I could talk about this for days and days and days and days, but I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of why is this different? Why is Soul so important? The cool thing is you've taken the health assessment. We're posting a lot of information about the different products. All of the testimonies that I'm posting, you guys, this isn't one of those things where you see like somebody posting like a stock photo of something. I like to post the funny pictures, or like you see like the stressed mom, like that's real life. Just because I like to protect our people. A lot of those other companies, you'll just see like before and after photos, and they're always showing their stomach and all of that. Well, that doesn't really matter. What you look like on the outside does not matter if you're dying inside, if you're super sick, if you have so much anxiety that you can't get out of bed in the morning, if you're on medication after medication for blood pressure and this and that, and it's causing you to have a stroke or an autoimmune diagnosis, or eventually cancer. Like, this is serious, and this is why we're so passionate about Soul and why we're so proud of our label and all of the third-party verification and testing and the pricing, and that this is not like any of those other options out there where you are tied to signing up, and if you pay this price to be a VIP, then you get the better deal. It's none of that is involved. So anyways, continue to watch throughout the next couple of days, and I will hop back on here tomorrow. And please ask any questions that you have. Message me if you have any questions personally. I am super happy to help you with that. Send me any labels that you have, and we'll see you for the rest of the week.